I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you want to taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you want to hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going ape, bitch, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to.
All right, all right, all right. It's true, I'm straight out of Burger King. So I figured I'd give this shit one more shot. Go from there, see how things go. We're going to review. You're consuming Burger King? I haven't eaten anything today. I'll eat something later, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But alright. Well, I thought this chapter was pretty interesting. So I decided to talk about it. And we'll get started. I wonder what's going to come out of all this cover story. It's chapter 1061, Egghead, the Island of the Future. I'm assuming this is a different island than Frankie went to. I can't remember the name of it, but Germa's Time to Escape. So it looks like they'll probably show back up at some point then, since they all escaped. Usually Oda's pretty good about if he does something in one of these like cover stories, it kind of comes back in the manga itself eventually. So we'll have to see how that goes. I would assume this is the end of this cover story though. So we'll have to wait and see if anything else comes up from that. Kind of starts where it ended last week. They're rescuing Bonnie. That kind of goes to show you, like, how big this shark thing is, right? This motherfucker could just swallow the Sunny in of itself. So, that's a pretty big robot shark. Yeah, there's also another good showing you the size of it right here, how big it is compared to the damn shark. I'll tell you what, having Jinbei kind of gives them especially helps them when they're on the water now, right? I mean, I know they had a lot of people that could swim still, and Sanji's kind of good under the water, but having Jinbei, that kind of is like a water power-up for them, right? Because he's got, like, abilities and stuff, and he's not a Devil Fruit user. So that kind of gives them a little bit of a. I wonder if Nami could also use remember, I was just thinking about it. Remember when Nami was working for Arlong, and she kind of gave them like the tides, and they were able to sink ships using that. I wonder if she could use that technique and let Jinbei do it or something down the road. Kind of get to see some stuff we didn't know about the Sunny. It looks like they got some sort of like propeller thing under the water. I don't remember if that's been shown before either. But I mean, lucky for Luffy and all the Devil Fruit people, Jinbei's there, rescue them. The first time I saw this, I thought this was like Frankie's mech suit thing at first, and then we realized later it's not. I don't know why I thought that, but it's got to be way bigger than Frankie's because look, it's bigger. It's bigger than the shark. Well, maybe it's not bigger than the shark, but it's bigger than Frankie's whatever he calls it, robot Frankie thing. Yeah, we figure out that it's not. Then you get this. This is kind of cool. Like to get. I wonder if Smoker's gonna show up or whatever, right? Because Tashigi's here, and then we get to see the kids. I can't tell. She says they've gotten smaller. I don't know if they have or not. But she says Mocha has, or Mocha, however you say her name. Then we get a new Vice Admiral we never seen before, Doll. So Oda once again create more characters, and this one I don't think we've seen her before either. Navy Commander Hibari, and then Helmeppo is just kind of like they took Kobe. We need to get Kobe back. Yeah, Doll's like I don't know. She's like some sort of like I don't know. Like dungeon mistress kind of shit. She's got the spike collar on and all that. I'm curious what she can do or not. I'm sure we'll see it eventually. Also, the same thing with this guy. He's got to be kind of powerful, right? If he's a rear admiral, I don't know how that works because the doll girl is a vice admiral, but he's a rear admiral. I don't know which one is higher up, honestly, because they didn't used to have these like I remember originally it was just admirals and vice admirals, and then like wasn't Drake like a rear admiral or something? The way these guys are drawn, it's gonna seem like these Rear Admiral Prince Groose or how you say his name. Seems like it's gonna be they're gonna be like the bad guy. You know, they seem like bad guy looking dudes. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like like shadier Marines or some shit. Like maybe like where they're willing to do fucked up shit. And they're still talking about they can't talk to Drake. So we still don't know. Like I guess it made it seem like Drake might have died, but did no Drake was still alive, wasn't he? I don't know. I can't remember. And then of course Oda busts out some fan service with Jiro Bonnie being pretty much naked. This is what I'm interested in seeing. Like, there's only really, I mean, we've got a little bit of information about Bonnie so far, but she hasn't really been in the story as much as say like Kid or Law or even Baggy. We got a Pooh and we got Drake in the last one too. So her and then Urouge or Urog or whatever how you say his damn name. Urouge? That's his name, isn't it? You know, the one who had like wings on the back and shit and he grew bigger. And we still don't know what his like we don't know what his if that's a devil fruit or if that's something else. So he's probably the least of the supernovas that we know anything about. So Oda's paying off all the supernova shit. So hopefully we'll find out a lot of shit like some of her backstory, maybe what she's been up to, her connections with Kuma. Uh, I think she's going to be used kind of as a kind of to fill in the plot, like a plot hole filler, you know. Even she kind of realizes like it's just pretty much everybody that runs into Luffy and they find out like you're a fucking emperor or you're the you know you're a famous pirate, you're supposed to be a big shot. You act like a damn idiot, you know. So I wonder if the end, you know, everybody kind of comes around to Luffy, you know. So I wonder if the end, like, she's gonna kind of come around to Luffy also. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'd be my guess. Also, we kind of get like a little bit. There's kind of like it's kind of like one of those in the shadows of the island, so we don't get to see it. So Oda, I'm sure he'll put us off for a while before we actually get to find out more about this Egghead Island. And then yeah, we get to see this is what's kind of crazy right here. This is kind of I don't know. I guess this is probably the craziest moment in the chapters coming up. Uh, we can see how big this mech thing is, right? It's fucking huge. It's like holding the Sunny in its hands. Like this is some pretty fucking advanced weapon shit. Like, you know, this thing's got to be as big as what's his name? The big dude that Blackbeard has. 'Cause he's bigger than like the other giants and bigger than like Oars and all of them. So this is pretty big. So we'll have to see how this comes into place. And if they had this, why didn't they have? Maybe they didn't have it at the time. But if they would have had this like mecha at like Marineford, it could have fought like Oars Junior and shit. You know, that would have been pretty sweet to see. This also maybe a hint for another. This could be, you know, last arc we kind of got a little bit of Sanji's power up with the raid suit. We got Zoro's power up. We're getting the new sword. Learning, you know, basically. I know it's not 100% confirmed, but I'd say 99.9% that Zoro has Conqueror's Haki and learning like new techniques and him taking down King. So like they all got power ups in that one, right? Um, Before that, we kind of got that Usopp had a power up because he had observation Haki. Luffy gets a power up pretty much every fucking arc. So this might be a power up for Zoro here. Plus Nami got power up in Whole Cake Island from when she got the what's his name, Zeus or whatever. So that was her power up there. Who hasn't got a power? Brooke hasn't got a power up recently, and it doesn't seem like Robin's got a power up or Chopper. Maybe Chopper can get a power up here because it seems like Vegapunk, like a lot of his shit is, you know, like robots and technology and shit. But at the same time, he also does like medical kind of shit, you know, because he learned about like all the what's it called, the lineage factor and all that shit, and like how devil fruits work. That could be something Chopper might help him with Rumble Ball or something, you know. I don't know if he's gonna go past Monster Point or anything like that, but that's what I'm seeing in my mind is like power up, and this one probably will come in for Frankie for sure. Maybe Chopper. like I said, I don't know how Brooke could power up out of this one, or even Nico Robin. I don't know about Jinbei either. Jinbei hasn't really powered up either. But he's like, he might not have any more. He might be kind of at his limit, so who knows? So this could be something in the future. Maybe Frankie will even get like a big or build like a gigantic mech suit like this. The only thing with it, unless it's some sort of like Iron Man shit where it comes out, and I don't know where he would keep anything this big, you know. And look, like you talk about like the ancient weapons are supposed to be so fucking badass and powerful and shit. Like this thing to me seems like pretty OP just from looking at it, like the size and everything, and what it could possibly do. I don't know. So it's kind of crazy. And then of course Frankie sees it, his eyes light up. Usopp could also power up here too, because Usopp incorporates like new technologies and shit that he finds. Like you go all the way back to when they were on Skypiea, he was powering up. You know, like so maybe he could incorporate something from this. Cause he every time he finds something, he powered up there. He powered up in the 2 year. Everybody powered up in the 2 year time skip thing, but whatever. Hell, even Nami might could, but I don't know if she needs any more power up. Yeah, even if he doesn't learn how to build like a gigantic mecha suit like this. Maybe he'll incorporate some more shit into the Sunny, or or that he will power up like his own suit. Like maybe he can get like upgrades to it, even if it's not bigger. Like maybe it'll get stronger, or he'll add some new technology to it. Even something bigger than the damn the lasers or something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So there's all kinds of possibilities here. Like I see that as a case for a lot of shit, right? Another thing, I know there's a crazy theory. Like some people think this might be where maybe they'll end up feeding the Sunny a devil fruit. We've seen a lot of, well, maybe not a lot. We've seen several like inanimate objects that have devil fruits, and we know that Vegapunk is supposedly the one that made that possible. So maybe, like, I know there's a theory they're gonna feed the Sunny a devil fruit. So, well, if that happens, it'll happen here. And then also the Red movie that came out, like they had that little moment where there was like a little anthropomorphic Sunny creature. So people also look at that as a hint or whatever. But, you know, that to me seems a little bit wilder. That's a possibility. Also, I think some of the crazy theories that Usopp might end up feeding like Kabuto his slingshot. Maybe it'll get a devil fruit. That would also be power up. Then you kind of get this, and you see somebody's in the mecha suit. It's kind of like some fucking I don't know. It's almost like Power Rangers or Voltron. You know, like you're piloting the big ass suit. You're just in your own little area. Also, I wonder if there's more to this. I wonder if it can transform. Transformers, robots in the skies. Doo, 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 doo. And then we get to meet. Forgive me, but did you just say I saved you? Oh, you naive pirates. I work for the government despite my mediocrity. They like to call me their scientific genius. You can call me Dr. Vegapunk. So this to me is like the biggest thing, right? And as of right now, I can't say 100% one way or the other. Is this the Vegapunk that we've always been meaning, or is this like like Vegapunk's daughter, or there's all kinds of theories. Is it a clone female version? All kinds of shit. Because originally it was supposed to be Vegapunk. They called him an old man, but you go up here in the translation note, it talks about old timer speech, right? So maybe they just called him that because of how she talked. You know, so it kind of got that hint. And then also, it kind of throws out what you would expect too. You know, like mad scientist, they're kind of old, like weird dudes and stuff like that. Now at the case right here, she works for the government. I still don't think, assume even if this is the real Vegapunk that we've always been kind of led to believe was going to come out eventually. I don't think she's going to be like a bad guy per se. I think maybe she's like a lot. I mean, she's got to be less naive than some of them though, right? Because a lot of people join the Marines and they do the even like, well, you got to look at Garp. Would you say Garp's a bad guy, even though he knows about all the fucked up shit the government's done? So but maybe they, because in general, pirates, like if you hear pirates in One Piece, you don't think they're fucking, you're not gonna think they're One Piece pirates like Luffy. Like most of them aren't. Most pirates are going to be the ones that are going to come and steal and destroy and kill people and who knows whatever the fuck else they're going to do, right? So you just think pirates all bad, We kind of know because we've seen Luffy. We've been traveling with Luffy and them the whole fucking time. But like the average person hasn't, and who knows whether or not like Vegapunk's island had got invaded by pirates, or there's some sort of some sort of backstory about whether or not she had a bad experience with pirates before, so that could also add into it. Another thing with this is this going to lead into, because we know Helmeppo's there and he wants to rescue Koby, right? Is Koby going to be the next princess that needs rescuing? Like, whenever I would have 99% of the time, like these people are going to meet up at some point. Luffy and them are going to meet up with Helmeppo. Luffy's going to find out about Koby and him being taken by Blackbeard, and we already know that Luffy doesn't like Blackbeard and everything like that. Could it be they're going to join up with him for a while, kind of like Momo and what's his fucking name? What? I can't even think of his name. The samurai dude. So like that's what I'm Kinemon. Shit, there we go. Took me a minute to come to my head. There's so many names, and then since they're Japanese names, they don't always come out easy to me. Um, but yeah, so I think that's gonna be part of it, like the next rescue. Like what are they gonna do? And we'll get to find out. Hopefully, is that girl the real Vegapunk? Is Vegapunk a bad person? Is Vegapunk just working, thinks they're doing the right thing here? Are we going to learn about the secrets of the Seraphim? All that kind of shit. Like, a lot of secrets can be revealed here on this island, I think. I think that's why it's kind of a good hype. Uh, Even though, like, when we went into Wano, like, I know there was some stuff that could be revealed. It didn't have, except for what it set up, it didn't have, like, the cachet of, like, the backstory of, like, these are mysteries that we knew about that would be related to this. But with Vegapunk, there's a lot that pull out, like secrets of devil fruits, the technology. How are they so advanced? Are they evil? What's up with like the lineage factors? What's up with all that shit? Another thing was thinking about, like, there was the sea stone like coating ships where you could travel in the calm belt. That could also be something maybe they could upgrade to Sunny. That way they don't have to worry about that. Also, this brings into a character I've been very interested in for a long time, is Jewelry Bonnie. I have always been curious because if you think back, this is always stuck in the back of my head. When Ace was born, that Rouge said that if it was a girl, she wanted it to be named Anne, and if it's a boy, Ace. This is my own personal crazy theory. I don't know if anybody else has come up with it. so I'm not trying to steal anybody else's theory, is that Bonnie is Ace's twin sister somehow. Because, Oda bases a lot of pirates off of real people. There was a real person, a real female pirate named Bonnie, but her first name was Anne Bonny. So, like, that's my crazy theory here, is that Anne is Ace's sister that we didn't know about. Like, maybe Garp knew they were both there, but he knew he couldn't keep them together. Kind of like, why are you getting up at 5 a.m.? You gotta go to work. But, yeah, that's what I think. And maybe Garp knew it. Maybe so he sent Ace to go to Dedan on, Fuchsia Village and stuff. Do you gotta walk, or do you ride like a bus or a train or something? But yeah, so that's what I think. That's my crazy theory on the whole thing, is that that Jerry Bonnie is Ace's sister. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but if it happened, it wouldn't surprise me. You take a couch. I don't know what that means. A couch is something you sit on. You mean a coach? Like you get in like a little, like you get in a horse-drawn coach, like a carriage? Or is a couch like a cab over there or something? It might just be different terminologies. Oh, okay. Do y'all have Uber over there? But yeah, that's my crazy theory here. So I'm definitely hyped up for this next arc on this island, and hopefully, oh, okay. Do you have? I one time I used a different one. Lyft. Do y'all have Lyft over there? It was cheaper here than Uber was. I had to use it one time, but it's basically the same thing as Uber. You just say, "Hey, I need you to pick me up and take me here," and they come pick you up, take you there. Blah. I mean, you might not. I don't know exactly, and I don't want you to necessarily give away exactly where you live, but like maybe if you don't live in like a bigger area, there might not be that many options for it, so it might be more. It's like that everywhere. I think it's worse over in Europe though than it is here right now. But yeah, everything's kind of fucked. Like I can't think about all this other shit. I got my own fucking problems, man. Not to downplay. It's all true. So I just try not to even think about that shit. Yeah, you might not. This might be my last ever review of One Piece. I don't know what's gonna happen soon. I gotta figure my shit out, or I'm fucked. I gotta find a job, but like every job that I'm gonna have to find in my head is gonna be terrible. That's what's keeping me so fucked from doing it. Is like I'm gonna have to do like customer call center shit because there's just nothing else that I have anything like feasible for me because I can't do any kind of physical work. So like knowing that that's probably what I'm gonna have to do is just kind of it's just like dreads in my head every day. So but I had to get past that, kind of like what I was talking about yesterday. Yeah, I mean I can deal with it because I did it before. I can deal with it in different kind of interactions. But if you work at a customer call a lot of times, like if that's all you're doing, you're gonna get. It's not always because you're gonna just get people that have like simple questions or maybe need to change something. That's simple. But I just know in the back of my head I'm gonna get those people that are fucking pissed off about whatever it is, and sometimes they're gonna just like they go off like crazy. It's ridiculous. Uh, and then I think I can deal with that like at the point, but like it gets on you after a while. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I tried to apply to this other thing, but that was kind of cool. It was supposed to be like background checks and like doing people's fingerprints and stuff. I figured like I could probably do that. It wouldn't be that much physical labor. But I think when I applied, but I think what had happened is they kept up the ad and they'd already hired somebody. Because then like after I'd applied, they had canceled the ad. So I think they maybe had already found somebody. So I don't feel like I was like rejected. It didn't get to the point where I had an interview or anything like that. So um, yeah. But I don't think I could even work even like in a store because you had to stand up and shit. I can't stand up that long. Yeah, like here, a lot of places are paying more, like in general, because they need people. But at the same time, everything else is going up. So it's kind of like, you're not getting much more out of it. So that's the only downside, man. It's good you still got your parents and stuff, though, like backup. So that's kind of like, do your parents still work? I can't remember if you told me or not. Also, I mean, it hurts me too because I don't have mom anymore. So, because like she helped me out with a little bit. She was retired, but she had like her pension thing. So, but now all that's gone, so it's all me. We all be fucked, man. That's like everything. Like I was talking about yesterday. It's like fuck. There's like a tunnel, and I still ain't seen any light at the end of it. That's why it's been so hard for me to get motivated. But yeah, I ain't got much choice coming up, bro. And like what pisses me off, man, if I went back 2 years ago, I was doing pretty well. And now I'm kind of like on the verge of just like everything going to fuck. And what sucks, even say I didn't have my injuries and shit, like I'm fucking older and everything else. So it's like, fuck. Yeah. Like I said, like man, I gotta get out of my head, dude. Like I never had that much trouble with that shit before, but like everything's just kind of like weighed me down. Yeah, because I mean, I never was like I didn't ever necessarily. I mean, everybody wants to be like something maybe, but like I never wanted. I was fine, kind of where I was at. Like I said 2 years ago, but like with my disability and shit now, and like the pain and everything, and I had pain before, but like it's totally different now. Because I mean, I had my shit together. I wasn't like. I mean, I've known people that kind of what you're talking about, but like I wasn't like that. I mean, I was getting by. I wasn't even like living paycheck to paycheck or nothing before that. Yeah, that's the thing. Right now, like this last week or so, I haven't even felt like doing any battles. That's the hardest part, bro. Like It's just like, man, I got to get up to do those battles, no matter how small or big they are. So that's what's fucked me here. But yeah, I guess that's about it for the chapter. Like I said, it's been, I think it's a good chapter in general for like setting up for the future or stuff. Yeah, that's yeah, you're 100% right. I haven't been able to get up to muster that, you know. I got to do that, you know. And it's hard because like some people, and this isn't a knock on you, you probably have a little support because you got your friends and your family and stuff. I don't even have much of that right now. 'Cause like I said yesterday, some my friends they're barely hanging on too. Yeah, like if I just had one problem, if it was just physical and they hadn't gotten to me mentally, I would be okay. Or if it was just mentally and it wasn't physically, I think I could push through it. I'm just kind of like I got it on both fronts right now, so that's why it's been so hard for me, you know. And I'm not saying I didn't fuck up. I probably should have done something sooner, but like when about the time I was getting ready to get back into figuring shit out, Mama died, and then she got sick, and then I got all that worrying me. So, because at the point I was worried about her, I didn't necessarily think she was going to die. I didn't know she was doing great, but yeah. Oh yeah, if I get out of this, which I hope I do, you know, right now my headspace is so fucked. I feel like I can't, but I I feel like I can't. I know I can't. It's weird. I know I can do it, but I also feel like I can't. You know, it's gonna be some harsh times coming up. That's gonna be the thing. I my only downfall right now, man. Well, not my only downfall. One thing is I'm trying to distract from feeling bad, but then these distractions they just keep me sometimes from doing what I need to do. You know. I know I appreciate it. I don't expect. That's what I'm saying. Like I appreciate it though. That's kind of like me, man. I'm not in any position to help anybody else out. You know. I appreciate it. Like the other day when I went to the store, this old lady's tire was flat, and I didn't have a jack or my car didn't have a jack or a spare tire or anything. Right? These people were trying to help her, but nobody had nothing. Luckily, in my car, I had like this is what they gave me. Like was like an air pump thing that you plug in your cigarette lighter. And so I had that, so I let them use that. I couldn't even do it because I couldn't get down. Somebody else had to like hook it up. So like she was able to at least inflate it so she could get to like a place where they could repair it. So so hopefully that was a little good deed that I did, you know. I don't necessarily believe in like karma or nothing like that, but like, you know, like I still try not to be a bad person, so I'm trying to I don't want to end up trying to sell drugs or something next week, you know, or robbing people or something. You know, I don't want it to get that bad. I'm also not a person that likes to ask for help either, so that's another drawback on me. But yeah, that's enough for my sob story right now. I kind of did that shit yesterday. Uh, this I'm just kind of hyped for. Hopefully, I'll get to finish One Piece and find out all the secrets. And that's kind of one little motivation I got going in my life that keeps me wanting to be alive. Um, hopefully Oda doesn't cuck us, and we get answers. Like it seems like we have to. We're getting towards the end game in One Piece, so he's got to answer a lot of these unanswered questions. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit rock bottom. But yeah, so you got any ideas or anybody in here? Well, I know it says two people are concurrent. I don't know if that counts me and you or if there's somebody else. Anybody got any thoughts on the chapter or the future of One Piece before we go? Yeah, I know a lot of people. Like sometimes I didn't like chat and chat, so it's kind of weird. Like I never got like that many people that like did. So I did watch like a pirated version of that One Piece Red, but I found out they fucked up the upload or something, so like parts of it were cut out. But like to me, it looked cool, and some of it was cool, but it wasn't that great overall, in my opinion. Like I don't know why it's been so successful. I thought like some of the other one, I like Strong World a lot. I thought it was a better movie overall, but it did kind of do some stuff with Shanks and everything. They reveal like Shanks's like supposed last name or something, or first, I guess this is his last name. So, but I don't know. Nothing. It kind of hints at he's a celestial dragon, sort of, but or comes from a celestial dragon. We do find out that, or it's kind of hinted at that Shanks was kind of found after the God Valley thing, but I don't know anything 100%. And like I said, I never put that much stock in like the movies, even with Oda having like a lot to do with them, until it shows up directly in the manga. You know, then we know shit for real. It just added this whole other element, like this demon to it that was weird. So I don't know if that fits in with One Piece or if that was just something outside One Piece. So we'll have to wait and see how that comes out in the manga. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie or nothing like that, but it was at the same time, it was still kind of, I don't know. I thought it was okay. I don't think it was as good as all the hype. Because it's like been like number one over in Japan at the box office for like since it came out. And that could just be because it's One Piece. It'd be like here if like a Marvel movie came out, it'd be big just because of what it is, even if it's not good. So, not to say that it's bad, but like I didn't think it was as good as people were portraying it. So yeah. I would say so. All right, I'll end in that. Like I'm about to get done off of here. I gotta fix me something to eat and everything. Um, I'll say this, like since you're one of the people that actually keeps up and cares, man. Uh, if I ain't uploading or anything for a while, if something happens, um, I think even worst case scenario, I'd be able to find a way. I would probably at least put up a little video on YouTube, letting people know I'm alive or nothing. I mean, unfortunately, if I'm gone for like years, I might be dead. Hopefully that's not the case, but I don't fucking know. Like I don't. It's hard for me to have any positive outlook right now. So yeah. So I don't necessarily know how much. Because like I said, I really got to get focused on the shit I have to do. So I won't even be able to. I won't be able to be making streams and shit until things get back up to the you know back up to where they need to be for me. I just thought maybe doing some of this shit would make me help me feel better. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think I'm that bad a dude either. Like, I don't know. That's kind of sucks. Like, you see, like, all these other people, like, all the fucked up shit they do with all the advantages and shit they have. You're like, fuck you. Like, I was almost going to make a thing about all this drama shit with the whole, the big streamer drama shit that came out. Like, I'm assuming you probably don't follow it. But some dude, like, basically sexually assaulted this girl. Like, he didn't rape her or nothing, but man, he definitely went over the line in my book. And, like, this girl was passed out, and he said he went to check on her, but it supposedly, and then of course all this might not be true, but I'm going on the assumption that it is from everything that I've seen. He went in there while she was asleep and was like trying to take her pulse or something, and supposedly he tried to like find her heartbeat, so he kind of touched her boob, and then the story goes all night at the party he had been trying to like kiss her and follow her friend around and all this shit. And then on top of that, it comes out like this dude had kind of like a pattern of being like a creepy fuck online and stuff like this. And while that's bad in and of itself, what came out was a bigger streamer who's like a multimillionaire who is like a big deal on Twitch, supposedly kind of helped to cover it up, you know? All that, I'm leaning towards the side he definitely was in the wrong in how he acted. I don't know 100% whether or not he plotted specifically, we need to cover this shit up. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. That's not all I'm going to say, but that's what I'm going to say about how I see it. But he definitely manipulated, even if it was indirectly. That'd be like if, say, something came out and you're a nobody, and then they sent over like somebody that's like your highest position at your office or in your village or whatever to kind of ask you about what happened and be like, did they really do all this? Like, you're going to feel fucking pressured, you know? So, it seems like it's definite the one dude that did it, he's kind of done. And he was living the good life. He lived in this nice house with this other dude. He streamed, but I don't think he even, like, streamed that much. But he still made good money. And he had a bunch of clout because he was around them. And now they've kicked him out and everything, so he's done. So he's 100% done. Like, I don't ever expect him to come back from any of this shit. The other guy is a lot bigger than him, and like I said, make like millions of dollars a year. I'm sure, at least a million, maybe more. And so he was in like this what they call organization, kind of like a group, like of content creators. Seems like right now that he has been kicked out of that. So, and he has like a big stain on his name right now. He usually streams like almost every day. He hasn't done any streams. I don't expect him to, but he maybe can go away for a little while, come back, and still do pretty well. Plus, unless they overinflated how much money he had and everything, I think he's still probably a multi-millionaire. So, and even if he's not, he has like fancy cars and all kinds of shit he could always kind of sell off if he have to. True, it's true. I mean, it's not wrong to want to, and I think sometimes the people make a bigger deal out of it than they do just because a guy maybe is a little flirty or maybe even says something that might be inappropriate. But you go past the line when you try and do when you do what he basically did, you know. At some point you have to take no for an answer. It might fucking suck. Trust me, it ain't like I've always got yeses. Most of the time I got no's, but you got to learn to deal with that shit. And the thing is, I don't think that dude did. I think he used because also what it came out from, the girl was like a streamer too in the same area. And like the way they do it is like you want to interact with like the other big time people. That's how you get like more clout yourself and you grow. You're like, oh, you're with them, yada yada. So he basically kind of was helping blacklist her and keep her from being around them. So that way, and who knows what he was saying? Like she released some like DMs that supposedly that he'd sent people, but who knows if he didn't say, hey, this bitch fucking tried to say I fucking raped her. So you don't necessarily want to have her in your area because she's going to try and throw you under the bus. Which, let's be honest, that does happen. You can't, I hate the whole idea of believe all women all the time, right? Give them their fair shake, but you can't take an accusation as 100% proof. Now, don't throw it away. I'm not saying that. But, like, he definitely manipulated the system because he knew he was attached to, like, these big-time streamers. So the other streamers would be more inclined to listen to him than they would her. So that was kind of the only thing. And what helped her kind of get her shit out, she kind of went to this other big-time streamer who's like, he don't fuck with them. And he's fucking rich as fuck. So, he said he lost like $30 million in the last month gambling. So he has to have a shit ton of money. And yeah, and his issue was like they act like they're all holier than thou, but in reality they're not. So that was kind of why he stepped in. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if anything's 100%, just because a lot of it's kind of been done shady, and it happened like a year ago. So it just didn't. It definitely didn't look good for this guy. And unfortunately, nowadays, like the court of public opinion, especially on online, is that's all that really matters. Because I don't expect nothing would hold up in a court from what I've seen, but like the court of public opinion and all that shit, yeah, I think it's all fucked. So the big streamer guy, I don't know if he'll even come back eventually. He might, but he's gonna have to take some time away. And even in that, he's privileged there because say let's say I was even a little bit bigger. I mean, I'm nothing. But say I was making money. I was making. Say if I was doing this and I was making a living, and all this shit came out on me, and all I'm doing is making a living. I don't have like millions of dollars saved up, right? I'm gonna be fucked because if I wasn't able to stream or do something for a long period of time, I'm done. That's pretty much what happened to the dude because it all started. This all kind of came out because another dude from over in your neck of the woods was addicted to gambling, so he started kind of scamming people out of money so he could feed his gambling addictions because he was in his head he was borrowing it, but he probably wasn't ever going to be able to pay it back. So he was telling people all this shit like, hey man, my bank got locked up, I haven't been able to do this, or I got tax problems, and all this shit came out, and he was getting money from like just people that watched him. That'd be like me coming on here. Like, all my shit's transparent. Even if I came on here and said, hey guys, like, I had an accident, I need help with this shit, blah, 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 blah. That's all. Now, if I came on here and I didn't have that, and I was using that as an excuse to say, hey, I need money, but then I was taking that money and I was going and spending it on gambling or drugs or whatever, like I was straight up lying to you why I needed the money. The thing is, this dude scammed, like, this is all supposed, but I know some of it's true, like almost $300,000 from people. Some people who were rich, like streamer people, that like if he borrowed like 5 or 10 grand from them, it wasn't shit. But like he borrowed from some girl like 7K, and I don't think she's much. She's not like a big time streamer or anything, and she was like going through like a medical thing. Uh, and she got money to help pay for that, and she felt so bad for him, she gave him some of that money. Luckily for her, in her case, these big time streamers seen this shit. There's one dude called XQC who's like super fucking rich and popular. He just said fuck it. I think he actually gave her back more money than what happened. I think he ended up giving her like 8K back. So she got her money back, but I mean at the same time she's still fucked. I mean it was still fucked up what happened. But I'm glad that they got their money back. That's kind of like me. Like, nobody could give me back what I've lost, like, physically, you know? So, yeah, it just goes to show you how fucked up shit is. So then when I see shit like that, it's just like, these motherfuckers, and then they do some of the worst, most fucked up shit, and they had, like, some of the best opportunities. It just kind of pisses you off sometimes, you know? It doesn't take away from that they got those opportunities because maybe they were talented or whatever. I'm not trying to discredit that. I'm just saying they had all this shit in the world and they just fucked it on like dumb ass shit. And then you got that was their own fault. And then you got people like me who were doing okay, and then they end up getting a lot of shit fucked over from basically no fault of my own. Like, my shit was no fault of my own. I didn't turn in front of nobody. I didn't do nothing. The fucking girl who hit me was high on drugs and passed out and hit me. And that's going to be the day that changed my life forever. Like, everybody has days that change their life, and I thought I had them otherwise, but like that's like got to be up there in my top one, like, and then probably mama dying. Like, I don't, you know. So yeah. But yeah, enough will be, and enough with all these fucked up people on the internet. It really sucks. But there's still good people too, so yeah. Alright, well that's it, man. Thanks for watching, everyone who watches and all that good shit. Maybe I'll be in the future making videos. Maybe I won't. Who knows? All right, I'm gonna call it there, y'all. Have a good one.